What is pigeon fever? From what I know, it's an infection, but what are the symptoms? Where does it come from? Thanks. P.S. I love the series. I think that's more towards you because this is my first time. But
And then the new voting thing, did it
yes,
have it? Yeah.
So we had
This
we had a community comment from YouTube from Rosie Horsey Girl who said, "What the hey is pigeon fever?" I have to say that made my day.
You know what's interesting is when I was in vet school, they mentioned there was like 5 minutes on pigeon fever, and they called it that California thing. And since I knew I wasn't going to be practicing in California, I'm like, I will learn this for boars, and then I will not.
You're like, I'll take the rest of the
day
off.
I will unlearn it, and so then I had to look it up just for this. So the other names for it is dryland distemper, but the real name for it, because it's a bacterial infection, is Corynebacterium pseudotuberculosis.
Pigeon fever sounds a great way of also calling it.
And you know why it's called pigeon fever? It's not because pigeons have anything to do with it. It's because the bulk of the signs you see with this are abscesses under the skin, even in the muscles, in the pectoral area of the horse's chest. So they look like birds, pigeons that have that bigger chest. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
They get that look.
Like up here we have like the robins who have like the red chest.
Robin redbreast,
yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why it has the name. But what it comes from is it's not, it's an infection, but it's not contagious, and that you don't get it from horse to horse. You get it from flies tend to carry it and spread it. It lives in the soil.
Oh.
And the places that have it in the soil are hot and dry. So hence
the California.
Yeah. Now though it's moved. It's migrated east, and it's in 25 states. It's in Mexico and Canada, and so all vets need to be aware of this condition. And when a horse owner sees chest swelling, there can be leg swelling. They can also have abscesses inside. They should have the vet out to diagnose it, because it could be this or it could be something else. You have to make sure it's not strangles, which is highly contagious between horses and would warrant a shutdown, an isolation, quarantine type thing. This not so much, but when it gets drained or it drains itself, the abscesses rupture. You want to make sure that they don't rupture in a place where another horse could pick them up. So there is some prevention of disease with it.
So where it lives in the soil,
yes,
and you have multiple horses on a property, out grazing, all of that, is every horse on the property susceptible to it, or are there some that are more prone to it than others?
I don't know if we know why horses get it. It's spread by flies. I would think an open wound would make you more susceptible, but that's just common sense. But because it's not spread by horses, like for horse to horse, but by flies, then fly control measures are appropriate. So that's why I said these here: the Simplifly, the Solitude, the feed through fly controls, but anything fly spray, premise spray, fans, my favorite, the cool curtains, anything you can do to cut down on the amount of flies on your property will limit the horses that get it. So that's probably the number one thing you can do.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's super helpful.
Yeah.
And we all want to get rid of those flies.